Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, sharing, and all that awesome stuff you guys do. Also, an extra special thank you to my Patreons, channel members, and all the hard work you guys do moderating the live chats. I really love and appreciate all of you guys, even you trolls. Okay guys, today is November 17th, 2020. It might be the 18th by the time this video gets out. Let's see what's happening around the world today in the End Times News Report. Lots of stuff happening in the Middle East this week, guys. Saudi media exposes Palestinian lie. Alaska mosque isn't on Temple Mount. When all the nations of the earth gather against her. In that day I will make Yerushalayim a stone for all the peoples to lift, and all who lift it shall endure themselves. Zechariah 12:13. This is from the Israel Bible, so it's got like the full, long Israeli names that are hard to pronounce. So a Saudi Arabian journalist published an article in a prominent Saudi newspaper describing the historical roots of the myth that the Temple Mount in Jerusalem is the third holiest site in Islam. Osama Yemeni, Alaska in Saudi Arabia, not Jerusalem. Saudi Arabian lawyer and journalist Osama Yemeni wrote an article in Okaza, a prominent Arabic Saudi Arabian daily newspaper, maintaining that the true location of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, described in the Quran, is in Al-Jurana near Mecca in Saudi Arabia and not on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Yemeni begins by explaining that during Muhammad's lifetime, Jerusalem was called Ilya, a name it was given by the Greeks and adopted by the Romans. It was adopted to Arabic. The name Jerusalem does not appear in the Quran, however, Ilya appears in some hadith. Yemeni claims that confusion arose during the misinterpretations in history books, later exegesis, and the Qibla, the direction Muslims faced when praying. Muslims currently face toward the Kaaba in the sacred mosque in Mecca, as per a teaching in the Quran that was revealed to Muhammad in the second Hijri year. Prior to this revelation, Muhammad and his followers in Medina faced Jerusalem for prayers, mimicking the custom of the Jews in Medina. Yemeni emphasized that Al-Aqsa is not Al-Quds, the Arabic name for the city of Jerusalem, which is the short form of Bayt al-Quds, the holy house. Al-Aqsa Mosque, meaning the furthest mosque. This is a reference to Muhammad's night journey from Mecca. In this context, farthest means farthest from Mecca. Jerusalem is not Al-Aqsa, which is not cited in the missions that Allah gave Muhammad on the caliphs. Similarly, Jerusalem is a city and Al-Aqsa is a mosque, he stated simply. Palestinians outraged at Pompeo's planned visit to Judea, Samaria. No second coming for you. I will bless those who bless you. Genesis 12:3. So Arabs who self-identify as Palestinians cautioned that U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's scheduled visit to Samaria, region of Israel, sets a dangerous precedent and accused him of garnering future U.S. votes at their expense. Palestinian Authority Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh joined Ashariya, blasting Pompeo's plans. So many Muslims are named Mohammed, eh? I wonder how many actually are named Mohammed. We deplore U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's intent to visit the illegal settlement of Sagat, built on lands belonging to Palestinian owners in El Bari City, during his visit to Israel next week. This dangerous precedent legalizes settlements and is a blow to international legitimacy and UN resolutions. Pompeo is reportedly scheduled to visit Sagat, I might be pronouncing it wrong, I think the P is silent, a Sumerian town for its world-famous wines. The winery even aged a limited edition red wine called Pompeo, named after the Secretary of State, following his famous declaration that Israeli settlements in Judea and Samaria do not violate international law. Both the U.S. Embassy in Israel, as well as the U.S. State Department officials, have neither confirmed nor denied the upcoming visit, which initially published on the Hebrew news site Walla. Pompeo is also anticipating a visit to Jesus' baptismal site in the Jordan Valley. I would like to go there too someday. He will then go to the Golan Heights as well, according to reports. If Pompeo follows through with his plans, he will make history as the first U.S. Secretary of State and the highest U.S. ranking official to visit Judea and Samaria, or the Golan Heights. The visit is considered to be a symbolic gesture that highlights his backing of Israeli sovereignty of all Israeli-controlled areas of Judea and Samaria. It is particularly significant that Pompeo selected, of all places, the Sagat winery, which lost a case before the EU's top court on the subject of product labeling their wine in Israel. Israel assassinated Al-Qaeda's number 2 man on FBI's most wanted list inside Iran. The face of Hashim is set against evildoers to erase their names from the earth. Psalm 34:17. The New York Times reported on Friday that Israeli operatives assassinated Abdullah Ahmed Abdullah, known as Abu Muhammad al-Marasi, as he drove his car on the streets of Tehran in August. Citing unnamed U.S. officials, the New York Times reported that on August 7th, al-Marasi was driving with his daughter near his home in the upscale Pasadarian district of Tehran when a motorcycle with 2 riders pulled up alongside his car and opened fire with a silenced handgun, shooting 5 bullets, very Israel style. 4 bullets hit the target and a 5th hit a nearby vehicle. His daughter Miriam, the widow of Osama bin Laden's son Hamza bin Laden, was also killed in the shooting. She was involved in terrorist activities and was assigned to a leadership position in Al-Qaeda, so she wasn't exactly innocent. According to the anonymous American intelligence source, the assassination was carried out by gunmen from the Mossad's Bayonet unit at the behest of the U.S. government. A report by Channel 13 in Israel claimed that the hit was carried out by foreign agents activated by Israel. Al-Masari was on the FBI's most wanted list as the second highest leader in Al-Qaeda terrorist organization, and a $10 million reward was offered for information leading to his capture. He allegedly masterminded the 1998 attacks on American embassies in Africa, in which more than 200 people were killed and more than 4,000 wounded in nearly simultaneous truck bomb explosions at the U.S. Embassy in Dar es Salaam, Tunisia, and the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi, Kenya. His assassination was on the 22nd anniversary of the attacks. Time frame of Messiah's arrival revealed in Book of Daniel. Now, I want to make it clear here, this is not my opinion or belief, really, guys. It's just the opinion of a very highly respected rabbi from Jerusalem, and I just found it interesting and thought I would share it with you. From the time the regular offering is abolished and an appalling abomination is set up, it will be 1,290 days. Happy the one who waits and reaches 1,395 days. And we find that prophecy in Daniel chapter 12, verse 11. Rabbi Isser Weisenberg of Mokan Machine Torah, who is now living in Lakewood, New Jersey, has been making waves recently with a series of YouTube videos connecting the recent U.S. presidential election to Gula redemption. Weisberg was recently interviewed by radio host Tamar Yanawa from Israel News Talk Radio. In that 43-minute interview, Weisberg revealed the time frame in which Moshiach, or the Messiah, will come according to the Book of Daniel. So he says, I don't claim I'm a prophet. I don't speak to God. But I did do an enormous amount of research. I've been studying biblical prophecies for over 30 years, Weisberg explained to Yonaha. One of the difficulties in understanding biblical prophecy correctly, according to Weisberg, is that prophets speak in metaphors, so the literal meaning of a biblical prophecy isn't necessarily the truth. He further elaborated that some prophecies are ambiguous because they could unfold in various ways. I do agree with him, guys. Interpreting Bible prophecy is like a very hard thing. So many ways they can be interpreted. As Israel 365 News reported on November 8th, Weisberg has openly predicted that the election is far from over and Trump will remain in power. It seems clear from all the prophecies that Donald Trump will be in the White House for another 4 years, he stated. Well, this will be pretty easy to find out if his prophecy's fake then, I guess, right? If Trump doesn't stay in the White House for 4 more years, then I guess this goes out the window. I worked hard and I put together the puzzle. In the past, my predictions were correct. I predicted the last 3 elections. I'm pretty confident I got this one right too. Toward the end of the interview, he shared another astonishing insight based on a rather obscure teaching from the book of Daniel. The calculation of when Messiah will arrive, I calculated exactly by when Mashiach has to come. The time of the end was given to the prophet Daniel in the book of Daniel several times. God told Daniel, I'm giving you numbers, but you don't understand what they are. And I'm not giving you the keys to decipher the code. But he told him that at the end of days, before the Messiah comes, the keys will be out there and people will be able to decipher it. I believe I have cracked the code, he said with confidence. From the time the regular offering is abolished and an appalling abomination is set up, it will be 1,290 days. Happy the one who waits and reaches 1,335 days. So that's from Daniel chapter 12, 11 to 12. Weisenberg explained that the appalling abomination spoken about in the book of Daniel is the Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, which was completed in the year 692. So counting 1,290 years from the completion of the Dome of the Rock, you get 1982. And the 1,335 ends in 2027. So that's the window, 1982 to 2027, when the Messiah has to come. Finally, Weisberg connected these 2 predictions that President Donald Trump will stay in office to finish the job he started 4 years ago, and Messiah will arrive before 2027. Whatever has to be accomplished before Messiah comes has to be done through President Trump. There's no time for someone else. The deadline of 2027 is set in stone based again on my understanding, which of course I could be wrong, but it seems like I'm not. There's no other interpretation of those prophecies, he asserted. The YouTube video series is called Trump and the Messiah. At present time, one 11-minute video from the series, created after the media began referring to Joe Biden as the president-elect, called A Bump in Trump's Road to Victory, has been viewed over 17,000 times, which really is not a lot for YouTube. I don't know why they're saying that, but I mean, that's pretty good. Well guys, I would really love to know what you think of this one, so please leave a comment down below, and if you have not subscribed already, please do that too. God bless you all, and we will see you next time.